Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Today, I'm having a conversation with my friend Julie. We're speaking about our new adventures, like what are we joining in our life, what are we doing, and what are our plans for the future. So, hi, Julie. Tell me something about you.
Hello. I think it's so lovely to see that we are indeed such a group of vibrant, different women. I mean, there's obviously already clearly a generation change. So, yeah, a bit about me. That's always a hard one because there's so much already because I'm that bit older, right? So, I'm a 57-year-old, a multi-passionate, a divorcee, a mother of three. I feel like I've already had about 9 lives. I grew up a little bit in England, but mostly in France and then in Holland. And I studied business, got a business degree, met a Dutch diplomat at the University of Spain, and then we left and lived in Cameroon, in Uganda, in Senegal, in Berlin, had 3 children. So I'm a whole amount of people. I speak 5 languages. I'm passionate about people, about communication, and about connection to yourself and to others. So over the years, I've had very many different jobs. First of all, in corporate, so management consultancy, basically. And then, of course, with all the moving around, I took whatever I found and did loads of extremely meaningful, but mostly part-time jobs. Flash forward to Germany, where we got back. So after 10 years in Africa, there I decided to do a coaching degree because it seemed a good idea to use my management consultancy side plus all the life experience. I wanted to help people like me, as in sort of educated, mostly women, but who do follow, right? But who also want a life of their own, who also want to create something in their life. So I did a coaching degree and a second one, etc. I took it seriously. And so that's how I started. Then flash forward to Holland, where we then decided to divorce. And well, on the one hand, I realized it'd be very hard for me to get back into corporate, right? So I was then 45 or something like that. People looked at my CV and they were like, wow, what have you not done? But still, that doesn't get you into a high-level management role. So I thought, okay, in Germany, I'd started a coaching company. I thought, okay, fine. Then I use my company and I do my own thing. And I broadened it out. So it's mostly about communication and connection. So I coach Fabulous After 50 and I coach public speaking because I do a lot of moderating, etc., large conferences. And it's been great. And I have always wanted to have a mobile life. Let's say I've always been brought up moving around. So for me, it was actually very hard when I arrived in Holland, the idea that there was no actual limit. So I make the point of traveling every month, and that's all fine. But basically, I got to the point where I'm passionate, so I follow my heart a lot. And in September last year, I organized a conference for someone. I volunteered, right? I'm always so organized. I took over the whole conference and ended up working basically full time for her. Loved it. It was an amazing, empowering conference. And she thanked me in very, very many ways. But at the end of the month, I'd earned €135. And I thought,
Oh,
enough, enough. You're going to be 57 at your next birthday. Enough. I have no pension. I have no savings pot because each time I fall in love with a new journey, I do it. I have a new partner, a wonderful partner who actually I knew 35 years ago at the French Lycée in The Hague. So it's another story. But anyway, I want my own money. I want security. I want a pension. I want money that I can help my children with because thankfully that's what my ex-husband looks after, all the money sides. I wanted all of the financial side. I was thinking, well, this is great. You have a life of freedom. Everybody's like, oh, where are you now? All these photos of you all over the world. But it's a huge roller coaster. Some months I would earn really well from my business, and then the next month I would worry. Or I'd earn really well and then go and plan an amazing trip to Cuba, to Thailand, or whatever, and then come back and then, really worry for the next few months. And I thought, okay, the Julie in 10 years' time also deserves to have a life of freedom and not live under a bridge. And also, I think deep down, I realized now I also wanted to prove myself. That the way that I've always lived has been a freedom way. I've never been accountable to anybody else. I've never had any debts. I do my own thing, but it's still playing small. So basically, it's all about timing, right? So we share the same mentor, which is why we're in the same group. And basically, first of all, I'd been headhunted lots of times for multi-level marketing things because I'm a very public person. And it was like, over my dead body, right? This is not, no, I don't want to do that. But somehow it was the timing of Monica showing me a masterclass where I thought, okay, I've got nothing to lose. Let's listen. And I fell in love with the community. I was a bit like, wow, these people are genuine. At first, I was looking at all these different speakers and thinking, either they're really good actors or this is the real thing, because there was so much heart and passion in everything that they were saying. So I started to look into it, and then I understand, of course, I have to sell a product. So there I was a bit like, oh, no, and I don't know anything about water. I am a water girl, though, however. I love water. I swim in the sea in all seasons. Anytime there's any water, I throw myself in it. I drink a lot of water. I'm very much a water girl. But, it was really scary. And so I had lots of ups and downs. And of course, my environment was like, oh, what's this compensation scheme? Are you mad? It's far too good to be true. There's no way that can be legit. And so anyway, ups, downs, I listen to people, I don't listen to people. How am I going to get a hold of the money? But there was something really pulling at me. And I've never had that before. There was really something that I couldn't let it go. To be very honest, also, I have never come across something which fits me, as in it's a product that I do believe in. And now, of course, I have the water and I don't go anywhere without it. I am a fervent believer. I've done loads of research on the proven value, the testimonials. I mean, this is the most amazing machine. And of course, the business compensation scheme. I mean, all of that was there. And it was the aligned side. It was the fact that it's very soul-centered, that it's very ethical, that it's a movement for change. It's hydrating the world. It's removing the pesticides for us, but getting the world rid of chemicals, plastic bottles. So it ticked very, very many boxes. And then indeed, I got to the point where I thought, well, if for 50 euros I can go in and have a look for a month, a month is enough time for it to not just be that splurt of the moment, then I want in. And once I was in, and so I understood more, what the products are, how does it work? How does the compensation scheme work? Of course, I am going to be 57, so there was a lot of worries about, but isn't this more for younger people who are more savvy with social media, with technology, etc.? But I was listening to more and more testimonials of women who had joined for more or less exactly the same reason as me, right? That they were realizing either that they were getting to the end of corporate but didn't actually have enough in their pension to, to sustain a normal, nice lifestyle, or people who wanted to stop early and live more intensely, a bit like what you're saying, younger. Is this what I want to be doing? So basically, those are the reasons. So basically, I got in, I looked at it. The more I looked at it, the more I liked it. And then I decided I'm going to do this. And my partner at first, I did want him on board, I guess. It just felt better. But then he said, okay, I trust you. I was needing to borrow the money because I didn't have any for the initial investment. So, I was saying to them, I'm not asking you to believe in what I'm showing you, because of course they only saw it for 5 minutes, and people are not used to this new way of working, right? I mean, it's only since Corona we've woken up to the fact that there is a different way of working than sitting in your office from, I was going to say 9 to 5, but for most of us it's from, 7 a.m. till 10. It's getting longer and longer, and now it's not just one or the other. We work very hard at the office, and then we're constantly online on the phone or for Zoom calls or whatsoever, even when we are at home. So I think since Corona, there has been this wake up to, yes, we can be productive. And of course, we all want to work and create impact, and the economy's got to turn and be efficient with our work. But that does not have to be behind a desk in an office. And so once I was convinced of that, I thought, well, Julie, you've always been different. Why would you not be different now? If you really believe in this, then go for it. And then, as you say, everything happens almost by magic. So one person said, you know what, I trust you. Here, and before you know it, I had the amount that I wanted, and I said, I'm in. And so I've been in for 6 months now. And I liked what of course, people won't hear the interview that I've just done with you, but I have just spoken with Alexandra about why she joined, and she talked so much about the community and the belonging, etc., and the personal journey. Because, I mean, I'm a coach, and I have been fascinated by the human brain and human behavior since I can ever remember. I have always read. I have a huge library of books on why we do what we do and how we can change it. But the personal journey I've been on in the last 6 months, that's something completely different. I have grown and sort of expanded in who I am in an amazing, amazing way. And I am so grateful for the company. I am so grateful that what we're doing is a force for good, right? It's the more I advance, the more testimonials I receive about the effects of the water on people. I've seen it myself. I have had irritable bowel syndrome since I was 20. I've ended up in hospital twice because my bowel gets so irritated that I faint because the pain is so gross. And that's gone. I don't take any of the medication that I used to take in order to help that. The vitality, just first of all, the taste, now even in Europe, and I'm in Holland, right? We're not talking that the quality of the water is safe, but it doesn't have the hydrating factor that electrolyzed reduced water has. And thankfully now science is catching up with the facts, and more is being said about the incredible value of electrolyzed reduced water on all levels, because it's not only all the digestive stuff, since it removes all the scavengers, all the things that it has to remove, right? The stuff that's in our water, but also pollution, stress, all that's in our body, then our body can fully focus on its main task, which is healing, because none of us know what we'll get tomorrow, things like cancer or, those things, we don't plan them. And sometimes we live the healthiest life possible, but there is more. There is the water. And I honestly believe that the water that we drink is the missing factor. We're already doing so much, right, about less fats, not smoking and less drinking and, no processed food, less meat. We're already very conscious, and Corona helped us as well. The fact that we are nothing without our health. But I do believe, we're 70% water. Everything works with water. All our organs work through water. So the water we drink must have an impact. So that's basically what got me in there. And of course, the compensation scheme. The idea that, by just attracting a few people around you into the business, and it's not selling, right? It's just turning up as who we are, because people are saying to me, oh, Julie, you always said, selling yuck, yuck, yuck. And I'm like, yeah, selling yuck, 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 but I don't do that. I just share my genuine enthusiasm, and people who are interested, I tell them more. It's as simple as that.
Exactly. Yeah, it doesn't feel like selling at all.
No,
You have
no,
right.
no, and you
I love
become even more of who you are, right? A lot more outspoken in your social media. I realized that I also share more of the other things as well. The ups and the downs. And sometimes people look at all my nice posts. Of course, I do the posts when I'm smiling and having fun and in fun places. But more and more, I'm thinking like, okay, but now share the rest as well. The bad days. Oh, am I getting older? Well, thanks to the water, at least that helps as well, because it is in a way a rejuvenator. But that we are whole people, and our business isn't something that we do, it's something that we are. And that's something that I fully embody as well. So yeah, that's why I joined. And that's why I'm so delighted to be here. And anybody who is listening to this, just reach out. All it takes is, I'm curious, tell me more. And I'm so glad that I didn't get stopped by either my own fears and restrictions or the fears and restrictions of those around me. If you want to make more income, if you want more freedom, because that's what I'm hearing saying, me, I had the freedom, as in I have my own business, I do it where and when I want, but I didn't have the money. Money was always the scarcity factor. For you, Alexandra, you have your corporate job, but you don't have the time, and you want to spend more time with your child, and you want to have more time to travel and make memories, like you said, with your family. So, whether you're looking for one or the other or both, I would say be curious, because if I hadn't said, okay, then I'll just listen for a month, or I'll just join the Freedom Era for a month for 50 euros. Yeah, sure, I can, it's the price of a lunch, let's say, a nice lunch, let's say, out with a friend. Yes, of course I can invest that, to be sure. And what if I hadn't? What if I hadn't done that? And I'd still be in the same old, same old. So yeah, I'm very grateful. And that's what I like in this business. We are also very grateful people, right? Aren't we?
Yeah, exactly. It's actually a new way of living. I love your story. Absolutely.
I
Thank you
loved
for
yours.
being here today. Thank you for being part of the community. And I'm so excited and looking forward to being with you, working with you, learning with you. It's just so exciting.
Exactly, me too. And there's room for very many more. So if anyone wants to join us, beautiful, vibrant team all over the world, all ages, all shapes and sizes, nationalities, religions, and all of that, then just contact me. All the best.